Yeah, I remember, because I voted when that came out. I was one of the ones that voted.
You did.
And then when we met in the pub, I was really keen, because I've always felt that Victor Street is, you don't know who lives here, because we've got no front gardens. So because of that, you're not hanging about in the front where you might, you know, if you're going in and out your house or doing your garden at the front, you'll see neighbours. Owen, my husband, he sees people because he's out working on a van or the car or something. So he knows more neighbours than I do. And I've lived here for, I don't know, since 1986. But I thought, well, at least if we all had window boxes, that would really brighten the place up. I mean, I love the fact now that when I see Joan, I love being able to chat to her, and I feel comfortable chatting to her because I know she lives in the street. So I you know, we've formed a small relationship, but I've never walked past her and just go hello, you know, which I might do in the park, smile at people. I always smile at people, I try. But with Joan, I can now chat.
It's a real relationship,
and it's nice, which I would. And in fact, Tammy met with Joan not that long ago and said, I was like, was it you that was going to meet as well?
I got the email to meet
got the
in the
email.
park too late.
Yeah, well, I was going to meet because I was walking through the park. I thought, oh, I'll meet up, but they had to go to the Heavitree because it was too full in the park life. So I thought, yeah, you should make an effort, you know, to at least do that because, you know, I like Joan and I like Tammy.
Well, because I mean, before, if I saw Joan in the street, I wouldn't recognise her. But now we've got together here, you know, obviously we say hello and have a chit chat now, like, you know. And,
so anybody that was involved, I would obviously chat to now, so that's really positive. But I do know the thing about the gift of time.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of there's a lot of people living in the street that are working, and it's so hard to give up your time, isn't it, to something that's maybe not as important to everybody as other people.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, I always said, my son and I, you know, I brought up my son in this street, and I always said, I've never been one for modern housing with estates, but I can really see the advantage of cul-de-sacs with children and they all play, which is what Joan was saying happened in her childhood. And I think I can really see that. I always thought, oh, I wish I had that for Joseph, that he would have been able to have played just in the street with a group of friends and things. So, yeah, it wasn't a yearning, it's just the motivation.
So the making of the heritage plaque, that was it came out of left field towards the end, didn't it?
I'm glad to see it hadn't been vandalised.
No, I was
quite surprised it hadn't been spray painted by now.
Yeah, it was lovely to see, wasn't it? Yeah.
Funny enough, I saw somebody standing there looking at it the other day, and I thought to myself afterwards, why didn't you ask them? Were they interested? You know, but I don't know. I'm not very good at talking with strangers.
They deserve a medal, don't they? Because Tammy went and asked them if it was all right. I think there was graffiti over the wall.
He sponsored that because it's his wall, isn't it? Yeah, I think he paid for it, didn't he?
No, I was saying, well, I'm really glad that I can now chat to you whenever I see you, because I wouldn't have known you before. I wouldn't have recognised you from the street. So every time we see you, in fact, Owen said, send my love to Joan.
Day was a resounding success.
It absolutely was. Yes.
Because number one, I don't think had window boxes.
No,
but they came and we met at them and were chatting to them for ages. It was really nice. And I think it's important that you have a focus. So the beginning focus was all about the window boxes, but then it was about the plaque as well and finding out the history of the street. So we sort of had 3 strands that we were working towards, which I think was really good.
and we also went out, I suppose you mentioned it, did you? We went out to the records office.
Oh, tell it, yes.
We went out
to the records office, Mike, didn't we?
Looking up Old Victor Street, and before
that's right.
part of it was built, and this, that, and the other, like even before anything was built one time. Yeah, it was very interesting.
And he was most informative, wasn't he?
He
couldn't have given us more attention than I do, and even use a computer. But he set us up, didn't he, with our cushions and all our stuff, and even Pam, and even though she couldn't see it very well, it was good. He certainly and he was interested in us.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He
was. Yeah.
made us his focus.
Well, I thought it was just going to be a morning, but it went on to the afternoon.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It was all
He seemed
day.
pleased to have us there,
Yeah,
I thought. That pleased us no end.
Yeah. That's a nice thing to be able to do.
And they came at the beginning, well, the daughter did.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, she did. Yeah, came to the
Yes,
pub.
Did.
Yeah.
She did.
So, you know, I think that's what I mean. There's not many young that kind of age that live in this street anymore. You either get the tiny, or, you know, that.
There's
Michelle-
very few children in the street.
No.
Definitely not, is
Or-
there? There
or-
might be very small ones.
There was at one point on my end of young
Yeah,
ones,
more
but they've
up
moved
there.
on to the next stage of house.
Buying a bigger house.
Yeah, so we don't see many kids, and certainly not that age of Michelle's. It's unusual.
No. Yeah.
So it was nice that they got involved.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so there was the plaque and the visit to Fab Lab and the visit to the Devon Heritage Centre and the sharing of the stories. And then, of course, it all built to that final day.
Yeah.
So what are your reflections about the final day?
Oh, it was really good, wasn't it?
The weather was with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Said
the
my
main thing,
prayers.
actually, yeah.
That was a miracle, wasn't it?
I went to the
Yeah.
cathedral and prayed, yes. Which
I
everyone
didn't go
thought.
that far, but I was hoping. That,
Well, like Jojo said, it worked.
yeah.
It was really
glorious.
good. Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, because there was thought and there wouldn't be a lot of people there.
Precisely.
But actually it filled
I
the
know.
bowling club.
Yeah.
didn't it?
Yes.
It was thinking.
Yes.
There was a lot of teas and coffees. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody brought food and
Yeah,
biscuits,
cakes and that.
all
Yeah,
sorts. Yeah.
yeah.
It was just
Young
really
and
nice.
old, yeah. Their grandparents, yeah. It was a wonderful finale.
Yes, and a little bit of music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the violin, yes.
And a bit of activity, the marquee with the little activities going on. It meant other people came along because they were curious
Yes.
to know what was going on. So that was really good.
Yeah. Well, I bumped into some chap who lives in Victor Street, and he said, "I remember you." He says.
And we managed to encourage Tony out on the day for the finale
Yes,
as well.
that's
One of the
right. Yeah,
oldest residents.
He
on the-
said no to all the way.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Being a year older than me, he is the oldest resident, as
Yeah.
I reminded him. Yeah.
And a lovely photo of you both.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Yes, he's got it, hasn't he? Yeah. He was pleased about that.
Yeah.
So it takes all sorts of people, doesn't it, to make a, like with a cake, you've got to have lots of ingredients
Yes.
to make it work, haven't you? And you deserve to win the window box bell, even though it was your suggestion. The mayor didn't know that.
Yes.
Well, I don't know, but I'm not quite. I think second was. I think it was a close run between first and second. I think my pom poms were what finished it all.
I think it was the final.
The
Yeah.
thing. That was and I did that as a sort of joke, really.
Yeah, she
Just
did.
went up to my loft and thought, well,
He was good, wasn't he?
Just the principle.
I think he enjoyed being in Victor Street. I think he enjoyed the whole thing of
Yeah.
it because it was down to earth,
Yeah.
meeting people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Organised
going
by residents,
Yes.
not by some,
Yes.
not by
Yeah.
council
No,
or anyone
that's
else.
right,
Yeah.
yes.
And I always
all added bonuses to living in Victor Street. So
Yeah.
the estate agent tells me
Yes.
each
Well,
time.
it's the way that properties are selling.
I
is,
see this.
yeah.
Yes.
I think you've obviously increased the properties prices, haven't you?